Ooh, hello everyone. I have seen these movies before that I'm about to talk about. I actually saw each of them a month ago. Nearly like a month and like a week ago. About 35 to 37 days ago, I saw these movies. And I just didn't review them at the time. I wasn't doing a lot of reviews. I've been doing more reviews recently, if you've seen my channel and stay tuned with it. But I just didn't feel like reviewing stuff for like a big month. I took like a month gap, to be fair. But I am catching up and reviewing them, and these films are now more publicly available now that Glass Onion and Knives Out Mystery, just to call it, to be fair, it's just Glass Onion, as Ryan Johnson wants it to be called, which it should be. The only reason they put a Knives Out Mystery is probably to, like, I don't know, get people to see it because they might not know it's Knives Out. Although the marketing for it has been kind of everywhere. I've seen it a lot, so it seems like a lot of people are aware that it's coming out. That they might not even need that information. But yeah, it's called Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. So you know it's a Knives Out movie, and if you had no interest in the title Glass Onion, maybe you will now, because I told you it's a Knives Out film. And who didn't love Knives Out 1? I fucking love Knives Out 1. Let me go grab Knives Out 1. I have it open here. I have 2 copies of it. Shit. I'll go over a story with that. Okay, well, I bought this 4K the day it came out. I was like, I cannot wait to own this movie. So, like, beginning of 2020, because this came out November 2019, so it's about a 3-month gap between the Blu-rays and 4Ks coming out. So I bought this, like, February of, like, 2020. Got the 4K. I was so hyped to have it, and it was, like, 25 bucks. And I was like, worth it for day one. I'll watch it again. Saw it, like, 5 times in theaters already. I loved the fucking movie. And then, like, they had a steelbook, and I was like, oh, I wish at the time I had like $10 more to get that steelbook. And then out of nowhere, Best Buy was like, oh, it's Black Friday, we're gonna reprint a bunch of steelbooks, and we're gonna sell them for $15. So I have the 4K steelbook of Knives Out as well, which is looking like an actual book. So it's pretty cool, like a book like from the movie by the publisher. What is it, Blood Like Wine Productions? So, you know, it's fairly clever. So, getting into it, what I really love about that first Knives Out is it's funny, unique, well-paced. You're kind of just thrown right into it. The first 10 minutes, we're already interrogating people, and it's because we're put in the same shoes at pace that Benoit Blanc, the detective, is put at, as he's kind of just jumping into this case with no knowledge of what it is. He's just now hired. And in the new film, we see that he's received a box. We're going to already get into the story of the new film. I'm just saying, and how it starts to compare the differences already. This one, he is receiving a box with a bunch of, like, puzzles to solve that will lead him to an invitation to Miles Braun, this rich billionaire, tech billionaire, kind of like an Elon Musk type person played by Edward Norton, who sent it out to all of his friends and also sent one to Benoit Blanc, at least we presume. And he opens the box and he gets an invitation, and he shows up there to invited to this giant party, which is going to be a murder mystery party, and of course someone actually ends up dying, and there's a lot more twists and turns and flashbacks. There's a lot of ideas that predate what actually is happening, and Benoit Blanc is first discovering. It's really fun, it's really unique. As a comparison, I feel like they wanted to do a different storytelling angle, so they kind of did what the first one did, which was like set us up with Ana de Armas and then flip it to her being the main character. You kind of are aware that she's the main character, even though in the trailer it's kind of like an ensemble, and there is a great ensemble in that first one, as well as in here, but you didn't know Ana de Armas was going to be the main character at all. And in this one, it's kind of the same deal, except for the first hour, you're like, okay, I guess Benoit Blanc is just the main character, and then it's like, oh wait, here's like the real person we want to throw at you. I won't spoil who it is, although you've probably seen it, or it's like publicly all online out right now, because it's been out for like 4 days off of Netflix, so not only has it been on Netflix for like 4 days, but like at the same time, it came out a month ago in theaters, and it made like $14 million, only in 500 theaters for like the week it was out, which is amazing. If Netflix did just say like, fuck it, let's give it an expanded release, and we'll leave it out for like a month, it would have made a shitload of money, and they could have still kept the rights. Don't know why they did it, but it's fine that it's on Netflix. Apparently, in just 2 days, 35.5 million households viewed it, so it's getting views. You know, they don't really have to worry. Quality of the film, though, amazing. It's fucking awesome. I really, cannot stress it enough how cool this movie is. It's the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't think that's as good. I still don't think it's as good, but I think it's still nearly a masterpiece and does great as a sequel. I just was watching a Cher Furless video. He was talking about why Shrek 2 is like maybe not, there's no perfect film, but like there's perfect sequels and there's perfect films to you, like that are perfect to you, to your heart, even though there's no actual perfect film that has done everything perfectly. Technically, some stuff can be perfect to you as a person, and to me, As a person who loves whodunits, who loves comedies, who loves mystery, as well as some thriller and suspense, both these films perfect those two things. They keep you guessing constantly. Even though I would say this one's more predictable, it's still not. They leave many possibilities open, and even though it might be obvious who it is in this one, by the time it pushes through, you're going to have a fucking great time because all the characters are charming and funny, even if they're all assholes just like the first one. I feel the first one has a more personal and grounded touch with a little bit more heart to it, but this one's more like badassery, goofy, crazier approach. It feels bigger, even though I heard the budgets are like almost identical. Which, honestly, this one feels way bigger. And when I saw it on the big screen, I was like, oh, that looks fucking awesome. There's a lot of great production design and really unique ideas that it should have been made for the big screen. I'm not mad that it's on Netflix. I mean, I saw it, to be fair, I went to go see it 4 times in theaters while it was out in theaters. I only watched it this once at home. I rewatched it recently with my family, and yeah, I still love it. I think every idea of it's good, and I do think a good sequel, as like Schaefferlis says, is it needs to build on that universe, still keep the same tonality and themes, and if not grow on those themes or try new themes on top of it, and doing these different things, and it does do that. It's not as political as the first one, which has like a lot of political jokes. This one's more held back, but yet more tech world, dealing with COVID that we have recently, but it doesn't really put pressure on it like the first one does, but at the same time, this one's a bit goofier, and that is like the pull down, but it's also like pulled up because it is a bit funnier and probably, I think to a lot more people, it's going to be more grand. And when the ending happens, you'll be like, holy shit, that was bigger and more fun. And it has that feel, even if it's not as good of a film overall. What else to say? I love Benoit Blanc. I love Janelle Monáe and Kate Hudson. I think those two are probably the standouts of this new ensemble. Kate Hudson is, in particular, fucking hilarious and pulls out so many great things. Just all her line deliveries are like perfect. They're going to be quoted for years. There's lines that in general will be quoted that are just so badass. One of them by Benoit Blanc, 2 of them by Janelle Monáe. I don't want to give them away. You'll know them in the film. They're delivered very grandly, and you're just like, ooh, fuck yeah. Like, it's cool. It's just the writing in it is so sharp, and it has a lot of wit. And even though it doesn't have as much heart, you can tell they put their heart into the film, compared to the first. This is a great film. I can't wait for more mysteries with Benoit Blanc. Pumped as fuck for them. I hope we get just as good of ensembles, creative ideas, new mysteries, new ideas, lots of good jokes. Yeah, I think this one's perfect, as well as the first. It's not like my favorite movie of the year, but it's like up there. Like, when I do my top 10 video, you'll probably see it. I'm not going to spoil where, but you probably will see it. I'm clearly very ecstatic about this one. And yeah, I recommend checking out Glass Onion. Whoa. Jump. Okay, so, yeah, I made a little time jump. I went to the restroom and grabbed this really quick. I wanted to talk about another movie as well that has come out and is in theaters right now. That isn't Avatar. There's only an Avatar in theaters. There are more movies in theaters besides that, but it's not just Avatar. You really gotta look. There's more movies than Avatar in theaters. So, you probably saw me holding it. The Shrek franchise. You're like, is Shrek 5 out? No. Something fucking better is out, is what I'd say. So, this set has all 4 Shrek movies, the musical, and Puss in Boots, as well as all the specials. You see Puss in Boots right there. And if no one knows, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, aka Puss in Boots 2, just came out in theaters. It's receiving such amazing reviews. At the time I saw it, there were no reviews out. This film was kind of just like out. They did like this early access screening. They did it at a lot of theaters. I found out it was playing at like 1,000 theaters that week, and it was just one showing for an early access showing of Puss in Boots at 2 p.m. I think it was like on November 21st, 2nd, 3rd. It was one of those days, because I remember I went to watch it in the morning, went to work, and then went to a really late show time of Glass Onion with my dad. I think that's what ended up happening. Or I went to Glass Onion the next day. It's either or. But I wasn't really looking forward to Puss in Boots 2. I was like, that animation looks cool. The trailers are pretty fun. It just looks like it's going to be an okay film, though. It doesn't look like one I have to rush out to go see. But hey, there's an early access showing. I have a few other friends who want to go see it. Let's just go check it out. I got the time. It happens before I have to get to my shift at work. Check it out. It's an hour 40 minutes. Holy shit. When I left that theater, not only was I like that shocked, but me and my 2 friends were all left the theater like, that was way better than like it should have been, right? Like that was way more shockingly good than it like had any reason to we had thought it would be. Chris Stuckman just did a review on it. And I saw it like probably like a month before him because again he's been busy. He's been posting. You know, he's a big YouTuber, but he also has like Shelby Oaks coming out, so he's been talking about that a lot. But like, he's not lying in his review when he says this film is fucking amazing and it's one of his favorites of the year. It's one of my favorites of the year. I almost want to just say like to my heart, I feel like this is the one I will rewatch the most ever this year. It's just so fascinating and fun and unique and beautiful and full of heart with great animation, really cool action. I think it's perfect. I think everything about this movie is perfect. And I'm going to get into the story and talk about what is perfect. Just like I called Knives Out perfect for what it was, I like this movie more than like even Glass Onion, which I just praised a lot. I'm going to put this up. But even though I praised that a lot, I can't help but give this film even more praise. So the story of this one is Puss in Boots in the beginning. It's this crazy scene. He's just like fucking up this gigantic bad guy. He's having a party. There's this great song number that I won't spoil because it's a really fun song number. I can't wait for everyone to hear it. It'll probably be, I'm sure people play it when it's out. It's that good. He ends up getting killed in the beginning. It's in the trailer. It's like the joke of the trailer. But you don't really feel like the movie is going to take it that seriously based on the trailer. It looks like it's just going to be a frantic, fun film. And it'll get his lives back at the end. And that's like really what the film is pushing to do. And you can probably predict it in a few ways. There's times where the movie is unpredictable and goes a different route than I thought it would. And there's characters that weren't even in that trailer. Like, we see Goldilocks and the Three Bears in the trailer. But there's other characters, too, that are like really fun and unique. And you'll see them when you see the film. Which you should in theaters. Get this movie to make a shitload of money. I hope it has legs. It's obviously not going to make like Avatar money, but this film's budget was like $85 million, I believe. So if it can make like at least $200 million, that'd be fucking so... I'd be so ecstatic just to see this movie minimally succeed. So one, we get a Shrek 5, and maybe with this animation style, which I would not mind. And two, maybe we get more Puss in Boots films. As long as they have this much effort and heart into them, I imagine they'd be great. So Puss is on his last life. He's basically has to retire. He's pretty much told by this doctor, like, you should retire. Like, if you lose last life, it's over. You've kind of, like, used all your lives just being this fearless, non-feared, badass hero that everybody loves. But, like, you might have to give up on that. Like, just go relax, find the thing you love, or just do nothing because you're in danger. You're this giant person that everyone knows. You got bounty hunters coming after you, including this bounty hunter who's like a fucking badass wolf. And when Puss loses this fight to this wolf, who I might add is more scary than any of the horror movies I've seen this year. This wolf is fucking creepy, and they use him in some very creative ways throughout the film. You'll see it when you see the film. It's a bit dark. I'd say this film is... If you want let your kids watch the Shrek films, which have raunchy humor, you could probably let your kids watch this, but it is darker and definitely is a family film, not strictly for kids. This isn't a film that adults, I feel like a 50-year-old could love it and a 10-year-old could love it. Either way, it's going to appeal to a lot of people. I'm seeing adults love it. Chris Stuckman just said he fucking loved it. And, you know, I adored it. I've now seen it 3 times. I'm going again tomorrow, which is Wednesday. I'm recording this Tuesday night. I can't wait to go see it again. It's so fucking fun. It's so cool. But yeah, he has to get this wishing map that will lead him to the wishing star. Starlight, star bright, whom star I see tonight, that poem. And it's him wishing to that star so he can get his, 9 lives back. That's what he wants for his wish. But along the way, he comes across Kitty Softpaws again, who also wants to get a wish. And she has a little backstory there, too. We have the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, who are great. I'm not going to spoil the other character, because he's in a shot in the trailer, but they don't really advertise him. It's not the dog, Perito. Perito's great, by the way. You'll love him, too. He's so cute. He cusses a lot. It's censored, don't worry, adults out there. You can take your kids to see it. He doesn't say, holy fucking shit! Like that, you know? You'll love his character. A very cute character. But there is a character that's really funny, and he has little, like, side gags and visual gags all the time, and he has this little side character that I'll say stands on his shoulder. That motherfucker has us cracking up the entire time. He's so funny. And that he's an extra villain character, I'll say, and he's very funny. Every character is great in this film. The wolf is very antagonistic and very creepy. There's obviously Goldilocks and Three Bears, who kind of play off as villains, but not really. They're just also on the hunt for the same thing. We have Kitty Softpaws back, and she's better written here than she was even in the first one. The story and adventure here is more impactful. And when I tell you, I teared up during this movie. Very minorly teared. It's not like, oh, it's so fucking sad. It's just kind of beautiful and like surprisingly impacted me as way more than I thought it would. And the action and animation is great. I love when the frame rate drops, kind of like a Spider-Verse animation. But the thing is, it has that Spider-Verse movement frame rate feel, but it doesn't look or feel like Spider-Verse 100%. I haven't been like this ecstatic about like and weirdly enough, Chris Stuckman said this, I haven't been this ecstatic about like an animated film, this mainstream big one, since like the Lego Movie and Spider-Verse. He's right. Phil Lord and Chris Miller are big parts of those. To my knowledge, they're not a part of this, but maybe they are. I might have to look it up because, like, fuck, it feels like a film that they would have made. It's that funny, that creative, that energetic, and that heartwarming and beautiful and awesome and action-packed with great animation. That it's perfect. I think this is a 10 out of 10. I will be watching this shit a ton of times when it hits home. I'm really sad my nephew didn't want to go see it because I would have fucking taken him. I just want to see it for myself again. Shit, as many times as I can see it, I'll be out there seeing it. It's so good. Trust me, it's so good. It seems like it's getting legs because, like, having legs, like, you know, growing and more people are continuing to watch it, kind of like how the first Avatar was. And I'm noticing this because, like, the first few days, like Wednesday through Friday, which was a holiday weekend, but usually people go out on holiday week and weekend. But the most money it made was actually yesterday, Monday. It made $6 million just on Monday. All the other days it's made like 4 to like 3 million range, which is weird to me that it made most of it on a Monday. I'm hearing today it's got pretty good numbers, like 5 million. So it's like, it seems maybe it has more legs and can make more money than I had thought. And maybe that's the word of mouth, because this movie's getting amazing reviews, and I stand by it. It's fucking great. Please do see it. It's everything I wanted in like an animated film in a long time, and it's surprising how good it is. It feels like my favorite animated films have been the ones that surprised me, you know, like Lego Movie, Marcel. I was looking forward to Marcel, but that shit I didn't expect to be that good. You know, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, like just these movies that are like, oh yeah, I'm excited to see that, or they look pretty good, or at least I'll check it out. Maybe it's like Lego Movie, fuck. And they're fucking this great. Like, how do they do it at this time? I don't know. But Joel Crawford directed the shit out of this movie. Shout out to him as a director. Shout out to the writers, the cast, Antonio Banderas. You made me love Puss in Boots. I love Puss in Boots. I went back to watch the Shrek films before going to see this one. I've been watching, like, Shrek 1, 2, and Puss in Boots. Those three specifically, like, on repeat a lot recently. They're good to just fall asleep to. Yeah. I'm in a DreamWorks phase a little bit just because of how good Puss in Boots was. So, they're doing their job. DreamWorks over there. So please check it out. I hope it makes plenty of money. I'm worried it might not, but I would hope it would. I recommend you there, you check it out, please. Because I want more sequels and I want Shrek 5. They do hint at a Shrek 5 near the ending. They don't show Shrek being like, "Hi, Puss." What accent was that? That was not Shrek. You know, but they don't hit it like that. But like they do give a hint that like, okay, clearly this is going to tie in, and we should be getting a Shrek 5. I don't know if they're already working on Shrek 5. Shrek 5 is probably more marketable and would make money even if this did bomb. But I would like this to make money to guarantee us a Shrek 5 and maybe more Puss in Boots films because it's so fucking good. They put a lot of effort into this. This movie's been in the works for years. And it turned out as amazing as I could have hoped. Because, like, I was hoping for a pretty good time. It's a stellar time. Do go see it. 10 out of 10. Next video should be my top 10 best movies of the year. Even though I haven't seen everything I wanted to see still, I'm going to do that video as well as the top 10 worst videos of the year the week after. But, yeah. Always check my letterbox, which I'm going to start linking in all my videos, because I do feel that they are going to help, you know, kind of keep things spread and be like, yeah, oh, wait, he didn't rank this in his top 10, but it's in here now. Maybe I haven't seen a film that would have made my top 10, and I see it, and then it would make my top 10. Always check my letterbox. That's where you'll get all the updates and all the reviews that I don't do on here. I review select films on here most of the time. I want to do everything. I want to review everything, but it's just like I don't have the time, or I don't think of it at the time, and then by the time I do, it's too late. Just like the month break I took. It's because I just forgot a lot of stuff, and I was constantly busy doing stuff, but here I am. Hope you enjoyed my review for Glass Onion, Knives Out Mystery, and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. See both. They're both amazing and worth the time. If we want more sequels and more films like it, watch them in theaters. Or I guess with Glass Onion's sake, watch it. Maybe we'll get more than just the third one, because they've already confirmed a third. They bought the rights to 2 movies. I wouldn't mind a 4th. Alright, that is all. Bye.